How's it going, guys? My name's Sean. Welcome to Venom Racing, and today, you know what, we're going to do some of the supporting mods to the S2000s. Today we're going to be installing, not a Jaeger bomb. I wish I had a Jaeger bomb right now. But we're going to install the Saki Bomb Garage Oil Cooler Kit, which comes with a Septrav. Well, it's an option now. But there's an option for the Septrav Oil Cooler, and also the Mocal Sandwich Adapter Plate with the thermostat, which you'll want to run if you're running a street car. So the oil can actually get up to temperature if you're just running normal speed. So, alright guys, so let's get to this install. And I'm going to do mine a little bit different and we'll figure out how. So what I'm thinking about doing actually is, so the Saki Bomb kit actually is going to have you mount the oil cooler right in this spot right here. Now the thing is since I do have the heat exchanger from the SOS Supercharger kit, a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll actually V-mount set it up. I've seen a lot of guys on Facebook and S2KI and whatnot. What they'll do is they'll actually bend this bottom bracket here and mount the front heat exchanger in a V-mount and then run the oil cooler at that spot right there. While that seems like a really good setup, for some reason, I always like the idea of putting it behind or right underneath the headlight. I think this is a very good spot for the oil cooler around this area. That way it doesn't block any more air to the radiator, and we have all this open space anyways, why not use it? So what my plan is to do actually is to mount my oil cooler around this area right here, make a few brackets just bolted in around this area in this spot. And that way with the Voltex front bumper, since it does have the holes in the front bumper, we can get fresh air to the oil cooler. And then I'll take my inner fenders and I'll cut some slits in the back to let the air actually go through as well. And then mount it up about the spot underneath the headlight. So let's get to it, guys. Let's make the brackets and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so after a little bit of modifying, so here's that bracket they actually supplied. And what I did was, to fabricate the other bracket, I actually took the Saki Bomb Garage brackets. I mean, obviously by the bomb logo there, but I actually took this bracket that was straight. I bent this part of the bracket right here using a vise and just bending it. I cut this end off right there so it's still bolt up. So I was able to utilize all their brackets, and that's how it sits. I've already marked the front bumper up and it doesn't sit too low. It actually sits, it sits about level with the heat exchanger and the water pump. But this way, we still got about this much room on the bottom of the bumper. So what I plan on doing is that since it sits right there, it's going to be perfect where I can run the oil lines right through here through the hole, through the fender. Right there is what I plan on doing. And I'm going to have the fender liners right here and just cut slits in the back to let airflow go through there. And where this sits right here, it actually lines up right with the Voltex holes for the air intake. So it'll work out perfect. And actually, it's pretty stable with those two brackets, but I'm going to make one more bracket that's going to bolt in right here and connect to this part of the core support. That way I'll have 3 brackets to hold it on there and it should be good to go, and then we can route the lines. Sneak peek of the front bumper since it's been painted. Alright, so this is just a mock-up of the front bumper. So there's the heat exchanger, but this is what I was talking about. We were going to try to mount it low enough where it would get direct air from the air vent on the front bumper itself. This is why I like that spot versus trying to mount it behind there and heat soak everything. But with all that real estate, you might as well mount it there. That's what the new sandwich adapter looks like with all the lines routed. And the new OEM Honda S2000 filter. Let's crank it over and get the air out of the lines, and then we'll fill it back up. I have all the oil lines routed. Here's the oil cooler. Here's another close-up of that bracket we kind of just put together real quick. That's how it sits. And actually, it's perfect for guiding the lines, so it guides right into there, into that little hole right there. Now the problem we're running into is this is about the right length, and then I was going to just zip tie them together and hang them off in that area, but this one right here, the longer line that connects to right there, we have a little bit too much excess going to the sandwich plate. So I think what I'm going to do is actually cut a few inches off of this one to get to about the same length as that one, and then I was just going to route them right here and zip tie them together, and it should be around I kind of want to route it around that bottom one. I feel like that's enough room, but that one right there is too obnoxiously long. So probably gonna cut this one, and then we'll get to fit together. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to be doing is pulling the 15A fuel pump SRS or fuel pump fuse. That way we can crank the engine over, let the air pump out of the lines itself, the oil cooler, and then we'll actually put it back in and start it up and look for oil leaks. Oil is pumped to the line, so now we're going to top it off. Alright guys, this is going to go ahead and wrap up this video for today. The oil cooler is installed, so one supporting mod for the supercharger is installed. I am going to clean up the lines up a little bit, put a little bit of rubber around the parts where it contacts like the body and the chassis and stuff, just for protection later on. I didn't find any oil leaks. Oil changes are going to be that much more expensive now since I have the supercharger and the oil cooler, so it'll be about 6.5, 6 quarts in that range, so it's going to be a little bit more pricier, but you got to pay to play it, right? So that's going to wrap up this video for right now. The next thing I'm probably going to do to the S2000 is like we'll take a look at it real quick. You can see right where the oil cooler is at. Let's see. Got the tripod, guys, bear with me. And then also the heat exchangers up front. I plan on making some ducting. That's going to direct the air directly to the oil cooler itself and the heat exchanger. So that's the next plan for the S2000. Well, we're talking about the front end. Give you a little sneak peek, which I've already saw anyways. What is that, guys? Is that the Nardo Gray? So that's the Group A motoring Voltex front bumper painted. I just got to do some color sanding and buffing on it to make it look perfect, and I'm going to bolt the under tray on. Make a little bit of radiator shrouds or heat exchanger shrouds, I guess, so we can push the air directly to those areas. And I'm going to mess around with the fender liners so it can let the air pass through on the oil cooler side. And the car is really much good to where I want it to go. And if that's not enough cooling yet, I potentially might run a vented hood just to be safe. I just want this car to be, I want it to be really good at the track, I want it to be fast, but I also want it to be reliable as well. So while I probably don't need an oil cooler, I mean, most people said that I just overcomplicate the system. I felt like if I'm going to be taking it to the track or doing any type of really hard spirited driving, that I feel like it's not going to hurt the car, only help it. So that's kind of my rationale behind it. So I hope you all guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more, and this is our take on the Saki Bomb oil cooler for the S2000. We're going to call it the Jaeger Bomb for the S2000. Well, nothing's changed besides the mount, but who cares? We'll go with it. Good product, double thumbs up. I would recommend it. Good quality products. So Subtrab and Mocal, you can't go wrong. So go ahead and like the video. I already said that, but go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see y'all guys in the next one.